We do not, however, blame the joint stock and private banks for this. The government and legislature are the real culprits. What can be expected from a system which permits every cobbler and cheesemonger and every association, how bankrupt soever in fortune and character, to usurp the royal prerogative and issue paper money at pleasure? A dictionary, practical, theoretical and historical of commerce and commercial navigation. John Ramsay McCulloch, 1842. The problem with closed-minded people is that their mouths are always open. No free man shall ever be debarred the use of arms. The strongest reason for the people to retain the right to keep and bear arms is as a last resort to protect themselves against tyranny in government. Thomas Jefferson. And then some freaking idiot invented the lady's bicycle. Did you know, doing this for 20 minutes 3 times a week, coconut oil pulling is one of the best ways to remove bacteria and promote healthy teeth and gums. In fact, it's been proven to be even more effective than flossing, and it's one of the best ways to naturally whiten your teeth. Many times we think someone is ranting, but they're actually speaking with conviction, and everyone has just forgotten the sound of real passion. We're so afraid of absolutes and a strong gut and digging in your heels that we dismiss the powerful voice of a lonely fighter. Listen for quiet strength, for humble confidence. It's not often someone will stand for what is right, what is true, what is pure. More often, we're afraid to admit we're afraid because the truth is so blinding in the dark world. You don't need a lot of friends, just the right ones. Vietnam is sentencing corrupt bankers to death by firing squad. Now, if we had the bollocks to do that in this country, we wouldn't be in the state we're in. That's a given. Bangkok. This was, I know this is quite old, but I just thought I'd remind everyone. Bangkok, for the most part, American bankers whose rash pursuit of profit brought on the 2008 global financial collapse didn't get indicted, they got bonuses. Odds are that scandal would have played out differently in Vietnam, another nation struggling with misbehaving bankers. The authoritarian Southeast Asian state doesn't just send unscrupulous financiers to jail, sometimes it sends them to death row. Amid a sweeping clean-up of its financial sector, Vietnam has sentenced 3 bankers to death in the past 6 months. One due now on death row embezzled roughly 25 million from the state-owned Vietnam Agribank. Their co-conspirators caught the decade-plus prison sentences. In March, a 57-year-old former regional boss from Vietnam Development Bank, another government-run bank, was sentenced to death over a 93 million swindling job. If we only had the bollocks to do that in our country, we'd see them all stop ripping us off. And politicians as well. They need to be sentenced to death. You see how quick things would change then. Shell reveals it paid no, zero, zilch, nada UK corporation income tax in 2018. But if you're on £400,000, £500,000, £600,000, whatever a week, you still had to pay tax. But this company that raked in £731 million profits paid zero. Oil Group benefited from rebates on 731 million profits thanks to North Sea decommissioning. Royal Dutch Shell paid no corporate income tax in the UK in 2018 despite the oil and gas group generating pre-tax profits of nearly $731 million after receiving tax refunds related to the decommissioning of North Sea oil platforms. The figures, published in a report by Anglo-Dutch company showing a global breakdown of payments, came after it said it would voluntarily disclose how much tax it pays in each country as part of a broader transparency drive. Dismantling oil and gas rigs and other infrastructure in the UK North Sea as reserves begin to run dry could cost British taxpayers £24 billion, Parliament's spending watchdog warned this year. Can we see how they're all in it together and they don't pay tax? It's only the poor that pays tax. Child abuse. Police and council officers caught destroying evidence and falsifying records. Now, this time it's not Nottingham, because they've already done it. But we know they've done it and we know where they hide the shit as well. Senior social workers and police officers falsified and destroyed records after Kids for Cash UK exposed evidence of harm to a 12-year-old Derby boy whose mother was found by a court to have made multiple false allegations of domestic violence. An investigation by Kids for Cash UK has revealed that Derbyshire Constabulary, so it's not far from Nottingham, is it? Police officers and senior social workers within Derby City Council's Children's Services, every council is involved in this department, destroyed evidence and falsified official records to conceal severe psychological harm being caused to a child after its junior officers had been duped by false claims of domestic violence made by the child's mother. In a Derby court, the mother was found to have lied to social workers and police officers and gained the support of friends by concocting false accounts of domestic violence that she spread over a period of months using Facebook messaging. The mother had previously used the false allegations to secretly obtain a court order to prevent the father's access, allowing her to continue to psychologically abuse the child. When witnesses came forward for a court trial with information that the child was being sedated and psychologically abused, the mother organised friends to seek out the witness and conduct a prolonged campaign of witness intimidation against them. Police officers and social workers failed to share key evidence from independent witnesses and allowed the abuse to continue. When the failures came to light, senior social workers and police officers falsified official records and destroyed evidence. And that goes on in every council and every police force. They're all utterly and totally corrupt to the core. Daily Fail revealed Britain's hardest working royal. Clue, it's not Prince Andrew. None of them work. 10 billion rogue pension scandal. Oh yeah. 1,000 lose nest eggs in schemes sanctioned by HMRC. Scammers faced minimal checks, yet now taxman threatens victims with fines. A soft porn version of The Crown. Express. Russell Grant's 2020 horoscopes. 14 towns to share 350 million upgrade for high streets. They won't see a frigging penny of it. It'll all be siphoned off by the corrupt councils. Boris bounced to boost pension savings. Retirement funds will surge thanks to stocks boom. Believe that and you will believe anything. Satanic, child raping, murdering, evil bitch, paedophile, queen, radiant in sunny yellow. Should be hanging by their neck. The Guardian. Sick children sent far from home in NHS beds crisis. This is being allowed by politicians who have power to subject emergency funds and could turn it around, but they don't give a shit. The Prisoner, academics jail protest backed by Zagira Ratcliffe. Long Bailey makes her pitch for leadership. The Times. US launches biggest attack in a decade on Iran-backed militias. Of course, you notice this slip in there, it's Iran-backed, because, you know, they want war with Iran. They've been trying to cause war with Iran for the last 15, 20 years, but they haven't managed it yet, thankfully. Race Rower's 1 million gift is snubbed by elite schools. Donor offers scholarships for poor white pupils. Parasite alert yet again. Charles eclipses Anne as hardest working runner. Piss off! The only thing he works hard at is raping children and praying to Satan. The Luciferian piece of shit, the lot of them. Should all be hung by the neck till they're dead. The Scum. Flack flees flack. Boss Part 2Y, Hills not inclusive. The Flake District. Mirror. High street emergency. Be a local hero. 44 shops a day close and 140,000 jobs are axed as retail crisis deepens. Calls for families to buy in town as government cash pledge is too little. Too late. That's the plan, to destroy all the infrastructure. You notice we don't have any car plants in the UK anymore, and yet we used to have several of them. But France can manage to produce 3-4 of them. Germany, 5 of them. We can't. Deliberately destroyed by a corrupt cartel known as government, and it doesn't matter which one, they're all in it together to our detriment. Review of the year 29, remembering those who we lost and the memorable images. Okay. Honours list data leaked will cost tens of millions. Oh, piss off. I'll get back to that. Hitting the reward button. Are young music fans driving the cassette tape revival? High Street in crisis. 16,000 shops shut this year. What a drag. West End star shames thoughtless theatre goer. Sydney firework display now pressure to pull New York spectacular over bushfires. Lake District too white. Celebrities among thousands of people with strong grounds to claim compensation as addresses mistakenly published. SAS and intelligence officers may have to be relocated after breach described as heaven for foreign spy agencies. Calls for exhaustive inquiry into complete disaster of Cabinet Office New York awards list blunder. See, they couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery, this lot. Utter waste of paper. Big fat gypsy star in double suicide. TV Paddy prays for angel twins. Financial Times. Sharp drop in IPOs steer fears for shrinking public markets. Fewer flotations for 3 years. Capital raised 10% down on 2018. Fraudsters milk tens of billions from companies via fake clicks to online ads. Sarcasm. Because beating the shit out of people is illegal. That awkward moment when you want to laugh but it's completely inappropriate. We've all been there. Dropping off mother-in-law. Why do crabs never give to charity? Because they're shellfish. What's red and smells like white paint? Red paint. What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One is really heavy, the other is a little lighter. Good news for people that wear glasses. Next year, you will finally be able to see 2020.